Hey folks, this is Keough with a new training video for you, and in this video you're going to see the end of my first week. The small of base cycle for squat, you're going to see me do 10 working sets, 5 sets in wraps and 5 sets without wraps. Originally the plan was to do only the 5 sets with wraps and to not do any more than that, but I decided after doing those 5 sets that I still felt pretty good, and at this point early in the cycle, I might as well, so long as it isn't a detriment to my training moving forward, get in the amount of volume that the program asks for. So I ended up doing 5 additional sets, and I did those without any wraps because honestly, 5 sets is enough in wraps. After that, I was getting pretty sick of it. So um, the 410s felt okay, and the weight on video moved a lot faster than they felt. They felt like they were moving pretty slow, but then I watched on video, and they actually seemed to move pretty well. They moved pretty smooth. Um, I was having some difficulty with bar speed here. The eccentric on my first rep is a lot slower than the other two, and this was a theme that continued on throughout the duration of the session, and it was actually making the first rep harder. And usually, on all of these sets, the third rep is the easiest rep of the three. And the first rep is usually the hardest, and that shouldn't be that way. Um, that suggests that there's something either psychological or technical going on that's causing me to make the early reps harder than the later reps. It's something I've been doing for a long time with my squat. It's just very hard for me to um, drop down convincingly on my first rep and feel good about it and understand how to relax my hips and utilize stretch reflex out of the hole while not getting off balance and knocking myself out of my groove. That's something I struggle with, and once I do that first rep, then I have a better feel for it, and it just feels a lot more natural. I don't know how to explain it. It's not just a psychological issue. It's also something with my body. Uh, uh, so I honestly don't understand it, but I was doing it a lot here, and so I did what you're going to see me do in this video right here. I ended up doing this stuff where I just, I have my knees wrapped at this point. The first triple went well, so I figured, well, just rack it and unrack it and then do another triple. And honestly, at this point, the reps weren't terribly difficult. It was unracking the weight and then re-racking it and then unracking it again. That's what was tiring my legs out. I felt pretty good doing the actual squats; those were still moving well, but everything else, the stuff getting the bar out, that was fatiguing me. So rather than risk trying to re-rack it and being unstable, I just dumped it, and that was that. I did these additional 5 sets because I felt like I could, and I felt like, if I'm physically capable of doing so, and if I don't have anything ailing me right now for my squat, which is true, I don't really have anything bothering me. I have a slight adductor thing, but that went away pretty quickly, and that's not associated with the training from this week. That's actually for much longer ago, and actually isn't training related at all. But so otherwise, I don't really have anything going on with my body that hurts. It's not like benching. Things don't really hurt. So I figured, you might as well, at least for this week, get in all 10 sets. The reason why I'm doing 5 sets is, number one, squatting and wraps for 10 sets sucks. And number two, I'm trying to do some deadlifting as well. So at some point, I should probably cut volume just to survive. But so far, I feel like I'm surviving just fine. And the first time I ran this program, I did 365 for sets of 3. Right here, I'm doing 355. But the first time I ran it, I was supposed to do 365, and I made it through 7 sets and stopped. The bar was, and the weight was moving extremely slow, and I just felt like, I just felt terrible because, there were a number of things going on that were just really hurting me. I remember my ribs were really hurting me, and I had an adductor strain there, but it was like really painful, and so I ended up just stopping after 7 sets. That's as far as I made it. So anyway, so this time running it, I actually made it through the first week. I set my my beginning weight's a little bit lower, 10 pounds lower, but I was happy about this day because I was able to do 5 work sets on the wrap squat. And in order to make those sustainable, I didn't wrap as tight certainly as I could. It was kind of like a loose wrap day, if that makes any sense. And so I started light with those 410, and I can go up as much or as little as I want. It might just end up being 10 pounds, but we'll see. I could go up 20 pounds if I wanted to. If I wanted to make things challenging, we'll just see how the training goes next week, and I'll do something that I think is reasonable, but something also that I think is challenging. But anyway, that's just about it. I know on this last set I did a set of 6. I wasn't trying to show off. I was struggling at that point with first reps, so I said, well, what the hell? You might as well get out of here and turn this into a set of 6. And originally the plan was to rack it and unrack it, but keep checking in, more videos for you very soon.